Summer is in full swing, but some young people in the Twin Cities are learning visual storytelling, filmmaking, and editing through week-long camps.
Our Derek James takes us inside FilmNorth as it readies to expand its offerings for high schoolers in the fall.
I like to tell stories, and I think that movies are the best way to do that.
Teens like Shannon Haas-Williams and Chloe Yates already have some basic filmmaking skills thanks to cell phones.
I make little 10-second, 30-second edits on the TikTok, and then I post longer cinematic trailers on my YouTube channel.
They are among a group of aspiring storytellers, filmmakers, and editors taking part in one of several week-long summer camps at FilmNorth in St. Paul.
There's always two things that the kids are looking for. One, someone to listen to what they're saying, and then two, a place to say it.
Their creativity and self-expression comes through in music video production, cinematography, and this week's coursework, movie editing.
Are already doing, they're interpreting what they're seeing. And they're all working with the same footage, but they're going to make 8 different edits.
After just 15 hours of self-paced work, some impressive final projects.
And they'll do these really incredible, intricate, advanced techniques that they don't have the vocabulary to put towards, but you can tell maybe this kid would be a strong editor or a production designer or a director or a producer. So a large part of that is them finding their way.
And then there are kids like Shannon and Chloe who already have an idea.
Kind of directing, but most of the time, if I were to make a movie, I would probably write it myself.
Either in film editing or acting, both are my top 2 passions, and both of them kind of bring a lot of meaning to me.
Then how do we get you there? You know, one of the things that's really important to me is giving kids options.
A new option from the nonprofit this fall, a lab intensive designed for aspiring filmmakers in high school.
And over the course of the semester, they would essentially focus on 13 cinematic disciplines.
Another developing program called Tech Scout will target post-high school filmmakers and media artists.
They're essentially guided tours of which that they would learn the procedures and processes for different media production entities around the Twin Cities.
All of it designed to give the next generation of creatives the tools they need to tell their stories. For Chloe, that means combining music and movies.
Being a theater kid, I think music is definitely something that I love and I would like to learn more about.
And Shannon wouldn't mind making an independent horror film.
Hopefully I can make money off of that.
You can do it, Shannon. Think about it. Get Out, Paranormal Activity, Saw. They were all huge indie horror hits at the box office. Applications are now open for the Studio 13 Future Filmmakers Lab for the high schoolers. The deadline is August 18th. You'll find more on that program and others from FilmNorth at WCCO.com/links.
That's wonderful, I think.
Back to when I was a kid, I would have had to grab my parents' camcorder to kind of get into it, but it seems like at an early age, they already have the access to start this process.
Yeah, and we know that the tools are always changing, and that was one of the things that Robert was talking about is, sure, the technology is going to change, but that creative mindset, that's always going to be there. So even if years from now they don't move into these careers necessarily, they can still use all these skills because they're going to be so transferable.
It's just so wonderful to see them so passionate about something, you know, at that age to kind of go, this is something that I really want to do, or they see themselves doing in the future.
And as a parent, of course, you just want to nurture that and just keep feeding more to them.
So who said that TikTok was useless?
I still sort of feel that way.
I say a lot of the time.
Well, there's a little positivity, right? Because it seems like they've learned from doing those. It comes to them very naturally, you know?
Yeah, they could take it to the next level and maybe make a great film with it.
All right, thank you, Derek.